My name is Elena, and until the day everything collapsed, I believed my marriage was strong. Maybe not perfect, but built on trust. My husband, Richard, was a successful businessman, polished, composed, admired by many. And I was simply a daughter trying to honor my father's memory, run his small family shop, and keep my life modest and simple. Richard always said he loved that about me, but love can be an illusion, thin as glass and just as easy to shatter. It was a quiet Monday morning. I was preparing invoices at my father's old wooden desk when my phone buzzed. It was Richard's mother, someone who rarely called me unless something was wrong. Her voice trembled. "Elena, come home right now. It's important." My heart dropped. I grabbed my coat and rushed out, imagining the worst. An accident, a medical emergency, anything. But nothing could have prepared me for the truth. When I reached the house, the living room was silent. My mother-in-law sat stiffly on the sofa, her fingers clasped tightly together. On the coffee table lay a white envelope with my name on it. My stomach tightened. "What is this?" I whispered. She swallowed hard. "It's from Richard. He left early this morning. Said you would understand everything after reading it." My hands shook as I opened the envelope. Inside was a single sheet of paper, and one sentence crushed every part of me. "Daughter, aren't the $4,000 a month enough for you?" I stared at it, confused. Shocked, hurt. Daughter? Why would he call me that? $4,000? What was he talking about? My mother-in-law leaned forward, her face pale. "Elena, he found the bank statements." I froze. "Bank statements? What bank statements?" I whispered. She hesitated. "He believes that you've been taking $4,000 a month from him secretly." My mouth fell open. "What?" "I've never taken a single dollar from him behind his back." But then she handed me something else, a stack of documents, and my entire world tilted. The papers showed monthly transfers of $4,000 into an account with my name on it. An account I had never seen before. My chest tightened. Someone is using my name. This isn't mine. But the worst part wasn't the accusation. It was the note Richard left at the bottom of the letter. "If you can't live without stealing from me, then maybe you should return to the life you came from." My heart broke. I felt punched, winded, betrayed. But the real nightmare had only just begun. My mother-in-law squeezed my hand gently. "Elena, he didn't just leave a letter. He also contacted his lawyer." My blood ran cold. "What did he do?" She looked down. "He filed for divorce this morning." The room began spinning. Divorce? Without speaking to me? Without asking me? Without even giving me the chance to explain? Just because of forged bank statements? No, something was wrong. Very wrong. And then came the detail that shook me even more. My mother-in-law whispered, "Richard thinks your father set up the scheme. He believes you continued it after your father died. He said you've been pretending to be poor all this time." I felt like I couldn't breathe. My father, the most honest man I had ever known? I stood up suddenly. "Where is Richard now?" "He left for a business trip. He said he needed space from you." As I walked toward the door, determined to find answers, my mother-in-law handed me one last envelope. "Richard told me to give you this." Inside was a single key, my apartment key, with a note. "Take your things and leave before I come back." My heart shattered. He wanted me gone. He didn't want to hear me. He didn't trust me. And worst of all, he saw me as a thief. As I walked out of the house, I made a silent vow. I will find the truth. I will expose whoever did this, and I will reclaim my dignity. Because this wasn't just a misunderstanding, it was a trap, and someone wanted to destroy my marriage. I stood in the kitchen, staring at the cold marble counter as if it could answer the storm of questions raging inside me. My husband, Daniel, stood across from me, arms folded, face stern, completely unaware of what his silence was doing to me. His words kept echoing in my mind like a haunting bell. "Daughter, aren't the $4,000 a month enough for you?" My father's voice, tender, confused, hurt. A voice I had not heard in years, a voice I thought I would never hear again. I clenched my shaking hands. Why would he say that? Why would he think I was taking money from him? And why on earth did my husband react that way when I told him? Something was terribly wrong. "Daniel," I said finally, breaking the suffocating silence, "I'm asking you again. What did my father mean by $4,000? Why would he say that? He looked irritated, like my question was an inconvenience. Because, he sighed, rubbing his forehead, he was sending money. Every month for the last 2 years, I froze. The air disappeared from the room. What? My voice cracked. My father hasn't worked in years. He's been sick, retired, barely managing his own bills. Why would he send us money? Daniel shrugged. Ask him, he offered. I accepted. My heart thundered in my chest. He offered, or you convinced him? This time my voice trembled, not with fear, but with a growing sense of betrayal. Daniel's jaw tightened. I didn't force him. He wanted to help. He said he wanted you to live comfortably. I shook my head again and again. No, my father would never say that. Not in a million years. When were you planning to tell me? I whispered. He didn't answer. Daniel, look at me, my voice cracked. When were you planning to tell me that my own father was sending you money? He finally met my eyes, coldly, defensively. You don't handle finances well. I didn't want you worrying about things you don't understand. My chest stung as if someone had slapped me. I don't handle finances well? Daniel, I've managed our home for 12 years. What are you talking about? He rolled his eyes. You don't understand investments, taxes, bills, big things I do. And I did what I thought was best. My heart dropped. He wasn't apologizing. He wasn't explaining. He was justifying. Daniel, you kept money from my father hidden from me. You let him send thousands of dollars each month. Why? What did you need that money for? We were doing fine. His face changed. And that was when I knew the money wasn't for our family. It was for him. I stepped closer. Where's the money now? He looked away. Daniel, where is my father's money? His jaw clenched again. I used it. For what? He didn't speak. And in that silence, my blood went cold. Did you gamble? I asked. No, he snapped. Don't insult me. Then what? A woman, a debt? Something illegal? What? His silence felt like a knife. Then he muttered, it's not that simple. My heart sank deeper. So there was something. Before I could push further, my phone rang. My father's number flashed on the screen. My hands trembled as I answered. Dad? His voice was soft, weak, almost trembling. Baby, did he tell you? I swallowed. Tell me what, Dad? Why did you say I get $4,000? There was a long pause. Then, in a fragile voice, he said, because he told me that you needed it, that you were struggling, that my daughter, my only child, was too proud to ask me for help. Tears surged into my eyes. No, Dad, that's not true. I never... But my voice broke. Daniel looked away. My father continued. He told me you were unhappy, that you felt trapped, that you needed space, money, freedom. I gasped. He said giving you money was a father's duty. He said you needed comfort. I thought I was helping you. Tears streamed down my face uncontrollably. My husband had lied to my father, manipulated him, made him think I was suffering, made him think he was failing me, just to take his money. Dad, I choked. Why didn't you ask me? Why didn't you tell me? I didn't want to embarrass you, he whispered. I didn't want you to feel ashamed that you needed help. My heart shattered. Dad, I never asked for a single dollar. I didn't know anything about this. I could hear his soft sigh, full of grief, guilt, exhaustion. Silence filled the line. Then he whispered something that stabbed me deeper than any blade could. Then why did he say, you wanted nothing to do with me anymore? My breath stopped. What? I whispered. He said you wanted distance, that you didn't want me visiting, that you felt uncomfortable around me. My knees gave out. I dropped to the floor, sobbing. My father sounded like he was breaking. I thought I lost you, sweetheart. I thought you didn't want your old father anymore. My whole body trembled. Dad, I could never say that. I love you. You're all I have. He sniffed softly on the phone, and I, broken, devastated, furious, lifted my eyes toward Daniel. His face was pale. He knew he was caught. I ended the call because my father started crying, and I couldn't bear hearing that heartbreak in his voice any longer. But when I stood up, something inside me had transformed. The pain was still there, but now it burned as anger. Daniel, I said quietly. My voice was calm, too calm, and that made him step back. You lied to my father. You took his money. You made him think I didn't love him. You broke his heart. And you did all of it behind my back. He lifted his hands defensively. Listen, baby, Don't call me that. He froze. We're not done, I said. Not until I know exactly what you used that money for. Every dollar, every lie, every secret. His throat bobbed nervously. Because he knew. This was only the beginning. I stood in front of Daniel, trembling with anger, grief, and disbelief. For 12 years, I believed this man was my partner, my protector, my home. But now, he looked like a stranger wearing my husband's face. Sit down, I said quietly. He didn't move. Daniel, sit down. He slowly lowered himself into the chair, avoiding my eyes, breathing heavily, as if the truth weighing on him was too much to carry. I sat across from him, my heart pounding. Tell me everything, I said. Right now, he exhaled sharply. Fine, he said. You want the truth? Here it is. My stomach tightened. I didn't lie to your father, he began. Not exactly. Not exactly, I repeated bitterly. Meaning what? He shrugged, frustrated. I told him you were stressed, that you were unhappy, that you needed support. I never said you hated him, I glared. But he believed that I didn't want him in my life. He believed I pushed him away. Why, Daniel? Why would you give him that idea? He rubbed his temples. He asked me why you stopped visiting him, why you never called, why you didn't come on holidays. What was I supposed to say? My breath caught. You were supposed to tell him the truth, I shouted. That you didn't let me visit him. He looked away, jaw tightening, and there it was. The truth neither of us had said aloud yet. He didn't deny it, not even for a second. I felt my pulse quicken. Every time I wanted to visit Dad, I whispered, you always had a reason. The car wasn't working. You weren't feeling well. We had plans. I should let him rest. I shouldn't bother him. He stayed silent. And I believed you, I said, tears streaming down my cheeks. I thought you cared. I thought you were protecting me from stress. He swallowed. I was protecting you. No, Daniel, my voice cracked. You were isolating me. He finally looked at me, really looked. And for the first time, his eyes showed guilt. Deep, heavy guilt. I wiped my tears. Now tell me where the money went. His face twitched. I used it for us, he said quietly. For what exactly? Our life, bills, debts, business attempts, things I didn't want to worry you with. Debts? I repeated. What debts? You told me we were financially stable. He hesitated, and that single second of hesitation shattered me. Daniel, what did you do? He sighed heavily. I opened a trading account, he said. I wanted to grow our savings. I wanted to make a future for us, something big, something secure. My heart began to race. Daniel, how much did you lose? He didn't speak. Daniel, I repeated, voice trembling. How much did you lose? He closed his eyes. All of it. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. $4,000 every month for 2 years. That was $96,000 gone, wasted, gambled away under a different name. My legs felt numb. How could you? I whispered. How could you waste my father's money like that? Money he gave to help me, not you. Not some secret dream of becoming rich. His voice rose defensively. Do not make it sound like I'm a criminal. I was trying to build us a better life. A better life? I yelled, slamming my hand on the table. By lying? By manipulating my father? By isolating me? By hiding the truth for 2 years? He stood up suddenly, chair scraping back. It wasn't supposed to happen this way, he shouted. I thought I could fix everything before you found out. I stared at him in disbelief. That doesn't make it better. That makes it worse. I stepped back, wiping tears from my face. There's still something you're not telling me, I said quietly. I can feel it. There's more. He froze. His breathing quickened. And then, his expression changed, like something heavy inside him finally broke. There was another reason, he whispered. The room suddenly felt small, airless. What reason? I asked. He paced the room, running a hand through his hair. There was someone else involved. My heart stopped. No, I whispered. You didn't. Not like that. He snapped. It's not a woman. It's not cheating. Then what is it? I demanded. He hesitated again. Then finally, he said it. I owed money to someone dangerous. My blood ran cold. What do you mean dangerous? A man I borrowed from, he muttered. To start the trading, to double our money. And? His voice dropped to a whisper. I couldn't pay him back. My heart thudded painfully inside my chest. So you used my father's money, I said, shaking. To pay a criminal. He didn't deny it. He only lowered his head. You put our family in danger, I whispered. You put me in danger." He looked up sharply. "I protected you. I handled everything. You never had to worry about anything." "No," I said. "I never got to know anything. Because you hid everything behind my back." He slammed his fist on the counter. "I did it for us!" "No, Daniel, you did it for yourself." He exhaled shakily, shoulders dropping, defeated. "You're right," he whispered. "I was afraid. Afraid you'd leave if you knew how badly I'd messed up. Afraid you'd realize I wasn't the man you thought I was." My heart ached, but not out of love, out of devastation. "You made my father, my sweet, innocent father, carry the weight of your fear," I said. "You broke him to protect your ego." He covered his face with his hands, and then, unexpectedly, he began to cry. But the sound of his crying didn't comfort me. It only made me feel how far we'd fallen, how broken everything had become. I stepped away from him. "I'm going to see my father," I said firmly. "And when I come back, we'll finish this conversation." His head snapped up. "No, please, listen, don't go now, not like this." "I have no choice," I whispered. He reached for my arm. I stepped back. "Daniel," I said with finality, "don't touch me." He froze. Tears streamed down his cheeks. But I walked past him, because something bigger than my marriage was calling me. My father, my broken-hearted father, the man who gave everything he had, just to be lied to, just to help a daughter who never asked for help, just to receive silence in return. I grabbed my keys. And as I opened the door, I said softly, "When I return, you will tell me everything, every secret, every lie, every debt, every danger." I didn't look back. I closed the door behind me and stepped into a world that would never be the same again. The drive to my father's house felt longer than ever. Every mile felt like a confession waiting to happen. My hands shook on the steering wheel as memories washed over me. His voice, his laughter, his gentle hands fixing my hair when I cried as a child. The house stood exactly as I remembered, quiet, lonely, aging, just like him. Except now he wasn't inside. I unlocked the door and stepped into the silence. And the silence felt heavier than the truth Daniel had confessed. The first thing I noticed was the smell, old wood, dust, and loneliness. On the wall were framed photographs of me. Me as a child, me at graduation. Me smiling at him with the innocent belief that he would live forever. And beneath those frames, a wooden table. On it sat a small stack of envelopes, some unopened bills, and one envelope placed right in the center, with my name on it. My throat tightened. "Dad?" My voice broke into pieces. Of course, no answer came. I sat at the table, hands trembling as I picked up the envelope. The handwriting was his, shaky, but still the same fatherly script I recognized from my childhood birthday cards. I opened it slowly. Inside was a letter, and the moment I saw the first line, my heart shattered. "My dearest daughter, if you are reading this, then maybe you have finally come home." Tears blurred the words instantly. "I have waited for you every day, at the window, in the chair, in my dreams." My chest tightened so painfully I could barely breathe. "I'm not angry, never angry. I just miss you. I miss your voice, your stories, your laughter." A sob tore out of me. He wasn't angry, he was lonely. He was confused, he was heartbroken. "I don't know why you stopped visiting. Maybe life got busy, maybe I did something wrong, or maybe someone told you something I don't understand." My hands shook violently. He knew something was wrong. He felt the distance but couldn't explain it. "I don't want to be a burden. That's why when your husband told me you were struggling, I decided to help." My tears fell onto the paper. "I wanted to give you dignity, not worry. I wanted you to feel safe, even if I could not be there in person." My father, my sweet father, he gave away everything he had because Daniel lied. "I hope the money helped you. I hope you built something beautiful with it." I covered my face with my hands, sobbing. He truly believed that the money made my life better. "I know I don't have much time left. Doctors say I should rest, but rest is hard without family." My heart broke again. "If I leave this world before you come back, know this. I never doubted your love." My breath caught. "You were my joy, my pride, my home." I cried like a child. "Forgive me if I failed you. Forgive yourself if you think you failed me." Then the final line, "I will always wait for you, in this life or the next." The letter fell from my fingers as my entire body shook with grief. After several minutes, I wiped my tears and forced myself to move. I looked around the house more carefully. Everything felt frozen, like he was still here yesterday. Then I noticed something else. Medication bottles, stacked neatly on the counter, empty. Every single one, my heartbeat raced. I picked up one bottle. It was for heart failure. The next was for blood pressure. The next for diabetes, all empty. All months old, Dad, I whispered. He couldn't afford his medication. Because he gave his money to Daniel. Because he believed I needed it. Because he believed he was helping me. My hands shook so violently I almost dropped the bottles. He didn't die because of age. He didn't die peacefully. He died because he chose to suffer quietly so I could live comfortably. Because Daniel had lied. Because I never knew. Suddenly a knock on the door startled me. I wiped my eyes quickly. When I opened the door, I saw Mrs. Parker, the elderly neighbor who lived next door since I was a kid. Her eyes softened when she saw me. "Oh, sweetheart," she whispered. "I knew you'd come eventually." She opened her arms and I fell into them, sobbing. She held me like a mother. When I finally calmed, she guided me inside. We sat at the table. "You know about my father?" I asked. She nodded sadly. "Your father suffered quietly," she said. "He never wanted to worry you." Her words matched the letter. "He worked extra shifts at the shop. He sold his watch. He even sold his old car," I gasped. "My father sold his car?" "Yes," she whispered. "He said he needed money for you. That you were struggling financially." My blood ran cold. "He always said, 'A father never stops caring.' I'm still her shield." Tears streamed down my face again. Mrs. Parker squeezed my hand gently. "But the truth is," she continued, "your father didn't die peacefully in his sleep." My heart dropped. "What do you mean?" She looked at me with sad eyes. "He collapsed on the porch. Trying to walk to my house for help." I covered my mouth. "He was trying to call you," she whispered, "but he didn't have enough money left to pay his phone bill." I broke down completely. I cried until there were no tears left. Hours passed, maybe minutes. I didn't know. All I knew was the crushing weight inside my chest. My father had died believing I didn't need him, that I was too busy to visit, that I was living comfortably because of his sacrifice. Every truth cut deeper than the last. But there was still one more truth I needed. One more truth I wasn't prepared for. A truth that would hit me like a storm. One that would change the path of my life forever. Something hidden, something buried, something Daniel never expected me to find. And it was already waiting for me in my father's bedroom. After hours of drowning in grief, I wiped my tears and stood up. There was one room I hadn't entered yet. My father's bedroom. A place filled with his last memories, his last breaths, his last emotions. I hesitated at the door. My hand trembled on the knob. Finally, I pushed it open. The room was untouched, like time had stopped the moment he took his last breath. His slippers were neatly placed by the bed. His glasses rested on the nightstand. A half-read book lay face down, its pages gently curved as if waiting for him to return. I felt my throat tighten again. I walked forward and sat on the edge of the bed. It smelled like him, like soap, old paper, and home. Then something caught my eye. A small wooden box under the pillow. My heart skipped a beat. I pulled it out slowly. It was locked. On top of it was a note. My name written in his fading handwriting, "For my daughter. Open when you are ready." My breath shattered. I found a small key taped beneath the note. With shaking hands, I unlocked the box. Inside, I found a stack of documents, a folded letter, a photo of the two of us, a USB drive, and an official envelope marked "Last Will and Testament." My heart pounded as I opened the will. And then, I froze. My father had left everything to me. Everything. The house, his savings, his insurance policy, his pension, his shop, his land back home, all of it, worth far more than the $4,000 Daniel kept mentioning. There was even a notation. Her husband has assured me he will help her manage the money responsibly. My blood boiled. Daniel had shown this will to him, but only the parts he wanted him to see. He used this will to convince my father that I needed financial help and to convince me that my father had left me nothing. My hands curled into fists. The betrayal was deeper than I imagined, but there was still another letter inside the box, addressed to me in a way that made my chest ache. I opened it. "My precious daughter, if life treated you unfairly, remember this. You are stronger than your circumstances." My eyes filled again. "I want you to have everything I worked for, not because of money, but because every brick, every penny, every hour was for you." I pressed my hand over my heart. Do not trust people blindly. Kindness should never make you weak. I felt those words in my bones. If anyone tried to take advantage of you, walk away with your dignity. That is the one treasure I cannot leave you. You must protect it yourself. I broke down. And if the day comes when the truth reaches you, stand tall. Do not fear confrontation. You are your father's daughter. A tear hit the paper. I am proud of you. Always. The letter ended there. Simple, powerful, perfect. My heart cracked open with love and pain. Then I noticed the USB. I plugged it into my laptop on his old desk. A single video file appeared. I clicked it. There he was, my father, in his chair, smiling softly. "Hello, sweetheart," he said, voice fragile but warm. I covered my mouth. I made this in case I didn't get to say goodbye. Tears poured down my face. "I wanted to tell you something important. Something a father must say before he leaves this world." He took a shaky breath. "You deserve better than what life has given you. Better friends, better support, better love." My heart squeezed tightly. You deserve someone who protects you, not someone who hides things from you. He paused. Sadness filled his eyes. "I don't know what kind of man your husband is, but I hope he loves you the way you deserve." A cold chill ran down my spine. I hope he is not the reason you stopped visiting. My tears fell harder. "But if he is," he looked into the camera with fatherly fire, "then listen carefully. You do not need him. You have strength, you have dignity, and you have me, always." He smiled sadly. "I love you, my daughter, and I'm sorry if I didn't say it enough." The video ended. I collapsed over the desk, crying into my arms. Daniel had lied. Daniel had manipulated. Daniel had stolen. But the worst part? Daniel separated me from my father during the final years of his life. He made my father believe I didn't care. He made me believe my father didn't care. He destroyed our bond. He stole our time. He robbed me of moments I could never get back. My grief turned into something burning, hot, powerful, unshakable. A fire my father himself lit inside me with his final words. I stood up slowly. My tears dried. My heart hardened. My voice steadied. Not with anger, not with revenge, but with certainty. Daniel thought I was weak. He thought I was helpless. He thought I was blind. But now I had the truth. The will, the documents, the letter, the video, the neighbor's testimony, and a fire inside me that nothing could extinguish. I looked around my father's room one last time and whispered, "I promise, Dad, I won't let him get away with this." I grabbed the box, the will, every document, and headed toward the door. It was time. Time for the truth. Time for confrontation. Time for justice. Time for Daniel to face the one thing he never expected. A woman who finally knew everything. And I was done being silent. Leah sat frozen at the dining table. The house was silent. The kind of heavy silence that comes right before a storm. Or right after one. The envelope lay between us. The same envelope she had secretly taken to her room earlier. I looked at her gently. "Leah, whatever it is, just tell me. I'm your mother. I won't judge you." Her lips trembled. "Mom, I didn't want to disappoint you." My heart squeezed. "Disappoint me? You're my daughter. There is nothing you could say that would make me stop loving you." She closed her eyes, and everything she'd been hiding finally spilled out. "Mom, the $4,000 Dad gives me, it is enough. More than enough. I barely use it for myself." My breath caught. "Then where is the money going, Leah?" She hesitated before whispering, "To someone who needs it. Someone Dad doesn't know about." My heartbeat thudded loudly in my ears. Every worst possibility flashed through my mind. "Who?" I asked, barely breathing. She swallowed hard. "Grandma. My mother-in-law, my husband's mother. A woman who lived only 2 towns away." "What do you mean?" I asked. Leah's voice cracked. "Dad told me not to bother her. He said she liked her independence." "But Mom, she's not independent. She's sick, really sick." She hasn't told Dad because she didn't want to burden him. The room spun. "Sick? Why didn't she tell us?" My voice came out in a whisper. "How sick?" Leah wiped her tears. "Stage 3, he doesn't know." She begged me not to say anything because she's afraid Dad will blame himself. I felt the world tilt under my feet. "Cancer? All this time? Why you, Leah?" I finally asked. Why would she turn to a child instead of adults who could help her properly? She took a shaky breath. "Because she trusted me. Because I visit her every Friday. And because I told her I had the money. I didn't want her to suffer, Mom. Chemotherapy, the bills, the $4,000. It wasn't for shopping. It wasn't for luxuries. It was for keeping someone alive. Tears welled up in my eyes. Oh, sweetheart, Leah wasn't irresponsible. She wasn't wasteful. She wasn't hiding money for selfish reasons. She was carrying a burden too heavy for a teenager, alone. Just then, the front door opened. My husband walked in, exhausted from work, and unaware that his entire world was about to tilt. He looked at us. "What's going on?" Leah froze. I stood, and for the first time in years, I didn't prepare my words. "You need to sit down," I said quietly. He frowned. "Is everything okay?" "No," I said, my voice breaking. "No, it's not." Leah began to cry silently. My husband rushed to her side, confused and worried. "What's wrong? What happened?" Leah's voice trembled. "Dad, I'm sorry. I didn't want you to find out like this." He looked terrified now. "Find out what?" She looked into his eyes, and everything broke at once. "Grandma is sick. She has cancer, stage 3. My husband paled instantly, his breath caught. His knees nearly buckled as he stared at his daughter in disbelief. What did you just say?" Leah repeated quietly. "She's been hiding it. And I've been helping her." His face turned from confusion to fear to heartbreak. "My mother, cancer, and you knew." He looked at me. "You both knew?" I shook my head, tears streaming. "I found out today because of this letter." He grabbed it with trembling hands. His eyes read the words over and over as if hoping they would change. Then he sank to the chair, covering his face, overwhelmed with grief. "This can't be happening." I sat beside him and whispered, "She didn't want to worry you." His voice cracked violently. "She's my mother." Leah sobbed harder. "I'm sorry." "Dad, she begged me. She said she didn't want to hurt you." He pulled her into a tight embrace. "Oh, sweetheart, you should never have handled this alone. This isn't your burden, it's mine." Leah trembled. "I didn't want to lose her. I used the allowance you gave me to help her." My husband's shoulders shook as he held our daughter. "I'm proud of you, but I'm broken that you had to do this." I placed my hand over both of them. "We fixed this together, as a family." He nodded, wiping his eyes, devastated but determined. "I need to see her right now." And just like that, everything changed. My husband drove with trembling hands. The road to his mother's house felt longer than ever before. The silence inside the car was heavy, thick with fear, guilt, and the weight of truths that had been hidden far too long. Leah sat in the back seat, holding the envelope tightly, as if it were the only thing keeping her steady. I reached back and squeezed her hand. "It's going to be okay," I whispered, even though I wasn't sure. My husband didn't speak the entire drive. His jaw was clenched, his eyes red, his chest rising and falling rapidly as he wrestled with the storm inside him. A son who loved his mother. A son who had been kept in the dark. A son who had just learned that the child he trusted carried the weight he should have carried himself. When we reached his mother's home, he didn't knock gently. He knocked like a man whose heart had been shattered. After a long moment, the door opened, revealing the frail, gentle face of my mother-in-law. She froze when she saw us. "Especially him. Mom," he whispered. His voice was breaking apart. She swallowed. Why are you here?" Not angry, not annoyed, just scared. Scared of the moment she had been avoiding for months. "We need to talk," he said, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. His eyes scanned her tiny living room. The medications on the table, the medical reports half hidden under magazines, the signs of illness she had tried so hard to hide. He clenched his fists. "Why didn't you tell me?" She closed her eyes. "Because you have your own family now. I didn't want to be a burden." He shook his head violently. "You are my mother." "How could you think that?" Her voice softened with pain. "You work so hard, you're always so tired." And Leah, she came to see me, and when I fainted the first time, she panicked. I begged her not to tell you. I didn't want your life to stop because of me. He staggered forward, collapsing to his knees in front of her. Hot tears fell onto the floor. "Mom, you're all I have left. How could you think I wouldn't want to help you? How could you hide something this serious?" She touched his hair gently, her hands trembling. "I wanted to protect you." Leah stepped forward, crying. "Grandma, please, don't be mad at me. I didn't want to lie to Dad. I just didn't want you to suffer alone." My mother-in-law opened her arms, pulling Leah close. "Oh, my sweet girl. I'm not angry at you, I'm grateful. You kept me alive while I was being stubborn." I felt tears roll down my cheeks. This wasn't a home filled with lies. It was a home filled with people trying to protect each other, hurting themselves in the process. My husband wiped his face and stood. "This ends today. No more secrets. No more hiding. I'm taking you to the hospital first thing in the morning. We fight this together." His mother nodded weakly. "I don't want to be a burden." I stepped forward. "You're not a burden. You're family." Then unexpectedly, Leah pulled a small box from her bag and placed it on the table. "I was going to give you this today, Grandma." She opened it. Inside was a scarf. Soft, warm, beautiful. Probably the only thing Leah had bought for herself in months. "It's for your treatments. The hospital rooms are always cold," she said softly. Her grandmother covered her mouth, crying silently. "Oh, sweetheart, you gave me love I didn't even ask for. You gave me warmth when I had none. I don't deserve this kindness." My husband stepped beside them. "Yes, you do, Mom. You deserve everything." He hugged them both, tightly, and I joined them. All four of us, holding on as if life itself depended on that one embrace. It felt like a broken family stitching itself back together with every tear, every apology, every promise whispered into the silence. The treatments began, hard days followed, nights filled with fear, hospital rooms, medicine, and hope that flickered like a candle in the wind. But she fought, we fought with her, and slowly, she began to recover. My husband never missed a single appointment. He was there for every scan, every consultation, every moment. One day, after a successful treatment session, he turned to Leah and whispered, "You saved her. You saved us." Leah hugged him tightly. "I just wanted to help." He smiled with tears in his eyes. "You earned my respect forever." Today, our family is stronger than ever. Not because life was easy, but because we faced the storms together, and we learned something important. Sometimes the people who seem strong are the ones who need saving the most. And sometimes the smallest acts of kindness become the reason someone survives. Our daughter wasn't careless. She wasn't irresponsible. She wasn't hiding money out of selfishness. She was silently fighting for someone's life and teaching us what love truly looks like.